This is really, really weird. Hello.
We're back, baby.
We are back, baby. It's what the people didn't ask for, but we brought it back.
I've had a couple of... So, by the way, this is What Would You Do with JJ and Nimi. It's a podcast concept we've been thinking about for ages.
Yeah.
And I'm really proper buzzing just to have a good laugh once a week. It used to be every single weekday morning, but now it's just once a week, and I'm absolutely buzzing to be back doing a show.
And for those of you who are like literally quite brand new and you're like, who are you guys? Never heard you before.
Rightly
ever.
so, I think that.
Yeah, which is probably most of you.
Yeah.
So JJ and I live in Dubai in the UAE. We've been here for 7, 8, 9 plus years.
You keep saying random numbers of how long you've been here, but I've been here almost 7 and you've been here less time than me. Because I saw something on your Instagram recently, you were like, I've been here like almost 25 years. And you actually
I've never said that.
No, but it was like a really long time.
Okay, 6 years.
You've been here about 6 years.
Okay, whatever, no one cares.
Yeah.
So we are originally from the UK, but we moved here and we were lucky enough to do a national breakfast show which broadcast live across the country. We got to do it together. And then one day just decided we didn't want to do it anymore.
I would say but Nimi literally went, by the way, I'm resigning today. And then I was like, oh, that's really sad. I wish I could resign. And then 2 days later, I resigned.
Yeah.
I just had to. I couldn't do it anymore. But we're back with a podcast. It's called What Would You Do? And it really needs, it does involve you massively. One of the things we love from the radio show is that we absolutely loved just having you guys involved in it. Now, you won't be involved in a phone call capacity, but we want you involved. So all you have to do is, if there's anything you're going through at the moment, be it a relationship, be it something your stepmom's pissing you off. You say piss?
Yeah, you said it, so
Okay.
you can say it.
Your stepmom's annoying you, your relationship's, something's happening and you want some advice in it. You're seeing someone at the moment, you've had a bad first date, something's going on in the office, someone's really annoying you, then let us know, because me and Nimi will tell you what we will do in that situation, and we'll give you some advice.
Yeah, and for the first time ever, you get to see JJ Nimi like super unfiltered, uncensored. We got to actually say what we think.
Yeah, exactly.
Our opinion are our own.
Yeah, it's so nice not to have like a filter through what we have to say anymore. So yeah, this is JJ Nimi, What Would You Do? Talking about real life-ish.
Shit.
Yeah, real life shit. So yeah, get involved. What would you do? Podcast, follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube, because you have a YouTube channel, right?
I do, yeah.
It's so hard. I don't know how many subscribers you have.
Not many.
That's what I mean. But it's wow hard to get subscribers on YouTube. No one subscribes anymore. So I think it's really important, if you are watching this on YouTube, then subscribe.
Yeah.
We want to really grow this podcast with you. We want to do this every single week, and we can't do that unless people are sharing it and stuff like that. So yeah, drop us a follow on the gram, follow us on YouTube. Anything else? Follow the podcast.
Yeah, do that.
Follow the podcast. Give us a 5-star review.
Or below.
Or below, like say how you feel.
Yeah.
And we'll take it on the chin.
No, this is what's going to happen. You're going to rate us low. We're going to ignore it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Going to ignore it. And then we're going to troll you. We're going to find out who you are, where you live, and we will troll you.
We will find you and we will kill you.
So yeah, buzzing to be here. Obviously, it's very fresh into the podcast. We're just like finding funny stuff online is kind of the premise of it, and then we're just going to share them here.
So I found this really, really funny thread, and this is all about stuff you should tell your partner, but you haven't. All right?
This is going to be absolutely wild. It's going to be wild because you put this in the group today. You haven't sent the thread to me, but you put it in the group, and I was like, this needs to go first in the show because I need to hear it first.
Okay, what you haven't told your partner, but you should. It was an accident we met. I thought I was agreeing to see his friend, who was the other guy in the picture. Imagine years later finding out.
No, but surely she would say it straight away, like, oh.
No, she went with it.
She went with it.
She went with it. I didn't tell him. I should probably tell him it was an accident. I was actually wanting to meet the other guy in the photo, but I met him and now I'm with him.
Like, oh, you've put on weight. And now we've been together 5 years.
Yeah, but that means also when they're all hanging out with the guy's friends, she's fantasizing about him. And she's
thinking about him.
Yeah.
She's on top of his big belly thinking about his ripped best friend. That's true.
Why do you have to give such a visual?
No, but that's what's happening.
It's nasty.
And she is staying with the guy to keep the other guy around. She doesn't want to lose She doesn't want to lose the visuals and keeping up to date with what his best friend is doing. Would that happen? Would a girl do that?
No, maybe not. I don't think so. Don't ask me that question. Okay, that could get me in deep
I wanted
trouble.
the female perspective on it.
Why? Have you ever fancied a partner's friend?
No.
Okay, that was a real nervous, jittery.
It was a no. It's a solid no.
JJ.
Catherine's friends are attractive ladies.
Yeah. No,
Facts.
even exes. I'm not talking about Catherine.
No, definitely no.
No. Okay, cool. All right. Sometimes when it's late at night and she's already sleeping, I come and sit next to her and I watch her sleep.
That is so creepy.
It's creepy, but why do I feel like that's something you would do to Catherine?
No, I've punched Catherine in the nose while asleep, but I wouldn't. So
okay, hang on.
Are they in bed?
While asleep.
If they're in bed together, he's got out of bed, walked around to the other side of the bed,
Sat
and
on a
sat
chair,
on a chair and just stared at her.
watching her sleep.
He's a murderer. He's going to be a Netflix documentary very, very soon.
TBC.
He's actually going to happen.
And we're going to talk about it.
No, that is actually terrifying. If I woke up and Catherine, my wife, by the way, if Catherine was hovering over me, I don't know. I think my instant reaction would just be kick her in the face. My leg would fly out.
No, because naturally you would wake up and think maybe it's a nightmare or a dream. But he's doing it lovingly. He's looking at her like, oh, she's mine. I love her. Have you seen the You series on Netflix?
No, Catherine keeps going on about it. Apparently it's really good.
That sounds very you-like.
Is it? Like bear creep?
Yeah, like just a guy like, hey, I know you like to put your buttons on from below to the top, but I like it top to bottom.
Sidebar, is it a sexual thing? Is it a sexual show?
Yeah. Well, it can be, yeah.
So we watched the other day, me and Catherine, it was like in the raunchy genre. And like being a bloke, I'm not normally that into it, but I was like, I'll allow it for this one time. I think it's called Obsessed. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
Oh my God.
No, I'm obsessed with Obsessed.
I could not deal. The first 2 episodes are absolutely wild.
Yes, please break it down.
Break it down. All right. Okay. So there is a guy.
Yeah.
Firstly, I want to go into the kind of the heritage of the characters. So there is a granddad Indian. Mm-hmm. There is his daughter, half Indian, who's married to a white dude, right?
Yes.
And they've had a kid
who looks
full Indian. Full Indian.
Fully Indian. But the other daughter looks way more white.
It's just so white.
Yeah, like there was really bad casting, guys. I just want to let you know that.
And having like ADHD and stuff like that, if I see something like that, then I just can't get past it. So the whole series is an absolute joke.
Yeah.
So basically, Dak, have you seen it?
No, not yet.
Mate, you need to go watch it, but don't watch it with your parents around.
No, yeah, don't make that mistake.
If you watch it with your parents, put earplugs in that night because they are going at it, I promise you. Thank you. So Dax is our producer on this podcast. Hey Dax.
Hey guys.
Yeah, so breaking this down. So how it starts is the main guy, the dad
Mm-hmm.
is a doctor, really famous doctor, and his son has just announced that he's engaged.
Yeah.
He's got a fiance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't met this girl.
Mm-hmm.
But the fiance works for the government and they were all at the same party.
Yes.
So the dad, who's a doctor, and his son's fiance was at the party, and then he like clocks her. And
But he had never seen her before.
yeah, so he didn't know who she was,
Yeah.
but he saw this lady at the party and looked at her and was like,
There was just like some steamy connection
she
between them.
is a smoke bomb. That's what
Yeah.
he thinks. I definitely didn't think that. She was quite
same.
annoying. But then the next scene is he goes to get a glass of wine at the bar, and then she just sidles next to him. She knows at this point, right, that's her fiance's dad. She
Yes,
knows that.
she does know.
So
She
she
does
knows
know.
that. And then the next thing, he grabs an olive and then just slowly puts it into her mouth. An olive.
Let's just
Mid-party in number 10 Downing Street, in the middle of Parliament, he grabs an olive
Yeah.
and shoves it down her neck.
Yeah. And she looked like she really enjoyed it.
She enjoyed it. And then the next scene...
Wait, can I just, on that scene...
I can't deal with
If
this show.
a rando is putting an olive in my mouth, I'm sorry, we have problems. We
It was
have
like
problems.
dirty fingers. But no, okay, so you fancy this guy. So she fancies that guy. Put you in the shoes of that girl that fancies the guy.
Still
The
a
dad,
bit too
okay,
much.
you fancy Deep's dad.
Yeah.
You're at
No, JJ,
Shit, is he gonna
don't
watch
do
this?
that. Don't do that.
This is the scenario that we've been put in at this point. You fancy Deep's dad. He's driving around in his Rolls Royce and you're into it.
Oh my God. JJ.
And he grabs an olive.
No.
De-seeded.
Well, actually,
pops it into
in
your
Indian
mouth.
culture, they do have to like feed you at your wedding and stuff like that. So that
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, I went to your wedding. There was some bizarre things that went down that day. Very bizarre.
Don't. I know exactly what you're going to say.
Actually, at one point, mid-ceremony,
This isn't true.
the guy said to Deep, her husband, they were getting married. He was like, "Now, rub ghee on Nimi's toe." No. That's what he did mid-ceremony. And
isn't
Nimi swears that didn't happen. But I honestly, Catherine was next to me, Lucas was the other side of me, and we were dying laughing because he was making it up. That guy was making up the ceremony.
He was
making up the ceremony, and he was like, "Okay, now put ghee on Nimi's toe." Like, he just didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, but also JJ was heavily hungover. He went in too hard at my wedding on day
Yeah, I did.
one.
It was
so
a
that's
non-alcohol
probably why.
wedding for that day as well, but me and Lucas found it. We found the drinks.
So olive in mouth,
Olive in mouth.
and then
So the next scene is the son brings his fiance to meet the parents.
Yeah.
So they meet the parents, and then there's just this weird chemistry between the fiance and the dad, because obviously he's fed her an olive at this point.
yeah, I mean that means everything nowadays.
Stuff's going to
Yeah.
happen. Stuff's going down.
Yeah.
They fed an olive at this point, and then he was like, "Do you want a drink?" And she was like, "What would you like me to drink?"
Yes.
Do you remember that bit?
Yes. She goes, "What do you want me to have?"
What do you want me to have? And he's like, "An olive again? I don't know." Like,
I think he was just like a rum and coke. Or...
so then we'll fast forward a little bit. The son is in the shower, and the dad calls the son. She sees the phone call, takes the number and calls him, and then they meet up, right? And they
Yeah.
meet up, and they just stare at each other. And this, when the whole show kind of gets a bit weird for me, she just lays down on the floor.
That's the point where it gets weird for you.
Yeah, she just lays down on the floor,
Yeah.
and they just go for it at the floor.
No.
But then he does not care that he has slept with his son's fiance.
Yes.
He has no care whatsoever. He just needs her and needs it at all times of day.
Hence the name Obsessed.
Yes.
So, but what was weird was before they went at it, when she was on the ground, she undressed and she told him to wait there. And then she goes, once she was ready, she goes, "Yes."
Mm-hmm.
And that was really weird.
Nah, that did things to me that night.
Did
Yeah,
what, in a good
yeah.
way?
It just made me feel like I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it now. I get why women watch this stuff all the time. I get why it's popular." But that moment, I was like, cool. But then she lay down on her back, and I was like, "There's literally a bed in the shop behind you. Go to the bed."
But-
what is it about this new romantic couple thing where they just do it everywhere?
But you know
they
what?
literally do it everywhere.
Guys need to take notes of shows like this,
Is
okay? Because you better get your phone out.
I'm
because
taking notes.
why don't you try these things in your own relationship? If you can see that the girls are into it, there's a reason girls are into watching things like this, because they're like, maybe I want to experiment. Maybe I want
Yeah.
to see.
No, I do get that a little bit, but
Did
I
you
also
try something
like
different with Catherine after that? But just Phoenix
no
crying in the
comment, Your Honour.
background.
But if you're asking, yes, we did. It was a wild night.
Really?
It was a wild couple of days, Nimi. It was a wild couple of days. But then you fast forward to episode 3 and 4, and it just takes a dark turn.
It is.
There's
It does get really
there's
messy.
I was buzzing for episode 3, and then we don't want to like ruin it for anyone that's not watched it.
Yeah.
But watch it. It gets very dark, very quick. Me and Catherine weren't looking to put spice in our relationship, but we had paprika that night. It was spicy.
We did.
We had paprika, cumin, and garam masala.
Garam masala.
We had it all that night.
Yeah.
It was great. It was spicy.
But the thing is, it did get dark. It's a British made series.
Yeah.
It was very good, so I would highly recommend it.
Some of the love-making scenes I weren't on board with. At one point, it seemed like they were doing a contemporary dance where they were both naked, just on their knees, facing each other like two swans.
Yeah.
And I just burst out laughing. I couldn't handle that
See,
scene
I would
whatsoever.
hate to watch stuff with you, JJ.
I'd hate to film that.
because
The
you
audition.
would. Are you the type that like comments on
Everything,
stuff?
full commentary. I basically think I'm on Gogglebox.
Oh God, he thinks he's part of the Truman Show, doesn't
It's him
he?
commenting throughout the whole thing.
Oh
But by the end, I was silent, and I was like, "This is wild! What a wild show!" Anyway, you were doing a Twitter thread.
This is
remind us what it is again.
I want everyone to get used to this. We tend to do this.
Yeah, sorry.
We go off topic a hell of a lot.
But watch that series, Obsessed. It's crazy.
So I was on the thread of what you haven't told your partner, but you probably should.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so I've just got a couple of more. I haven't told my partner that I actually won the lottery, and I still act like I'm broke and get her to pay for dinner. No, come on now. That is bad.
You'd be tempted, though.
At some point, see, I feel like...
You'd be tempted.
I feel like relationships and finances is a real sticky topic.
Me and Catherine are started to think about doing a joint account.
Yeah.
And I don't know where to start with making one. Like, do you have two names on it? Do you have one name on it and give her the card? Or does she do it, give me the card? Like, it's too much of a headache for me.
But like, what happens if like you have a joint account and like one of you is spending way more from it than the other?
Which would be me. I'll definitely spend more on it.
Yeah, well, and then what? Is Catherine going to say something to you?
Probably, yeah. She would go through it like, what the hell is this?
And what would it say? What's your highest expense as you?
She's shouting OnlyFans, which I don't have, by the way.
Nah, he told me
which
that it's
don't
like
have,
unblocked
but
and
in
I thought
now
you, got a
you
VPN
can get
to...
no. So I have a VPN.
Yeah.
Everyone in this country has a VPN, right? So basically, OnlyFans is legal here now.
Yep.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So I was telling Dakshi earlier, it's legal here, and he just went on it. And he was like, "You're joking me." So that's why OnlyFans is in his mind.
That was the first time Dax went on it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right.
Without a VPN,
Oh my
you
gosh.
dirty boy.
No,
Are you on it a lot?
No.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
have money to like subscribe.
I love
you
how
know?
Dax was probably like to you, like, oh, what is it again? Is it onlyfans.com?
Is it Onlay? Is there an A and Lee? Onlay fans? Fans? Onlay fans? I've just never heard of it.
You've seen him disappear quite a few times whilst he's supposed to be
shit.
working.
That's true. Obviously,
Yeah.
doesn't do anything. That's another thing for another day.
This one killed me, last one.
No, but the lottery thing's wild. Sorry, just like
Yeah.
not telling them and making the other person pay for dinner.
Yeah, but I think that also I don't think I would tell anyone if I won the lottery.
No, I don't think I'd tell anyone, but I think you'd tell deep though, wouldn't you? You'd tell your husband.
I don't know if I would. I'm a bit of a shady character.
Nimi has so much money, the lottery money would land in her account and she wouldn't notice. Nimi has so much money. Let me repeat for the people in the back. Nimi has so much money. The lottery money would land in her bank account and she wouldn't even notice.
You're a joke.
It's like a deck chair falling off a ship.
It's actually
You wouldn't
quite
notice
funny
it.
because when we worked together, when it came to like salary coming through at the end of the month, JJ would be like, "Have you been paid? Have you been paid? Have you been paid?" And I'd be like,
Desperate.
I wouldn't even remember that it's time. It's time to be paid.
Oh yeah, I just checked. I've been paid for the last 3 months and I haven't spent any of it.
That's just the world we live in, and that is the current dynamic.
Yeah, I love it.
But yeah,
though.
I would just not tell anyone I won the lottery because you get a lot of like rats coming through the woodwork. you
Yeah,
know?
my friend won the it's something in the UK called postcode lottery, where basically you put so here would be like PO box. So you put your PO box online, and they draw it out, and if your PO box comes up, then everyone that goes on the lottery on the street wins a split of the total amount of money.
Yeah.
So his postcode won it, and he got like £200,000 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy amount of money. He won £200,000, but people were like knocking on his door. People that didn't do the lottery but heard the street had won were like knocking on his door, going, "Hey mate, you got £2,000. Like, can I borrow £700 off you?" He had to move.
Nah, see,
He had to move for £200,000. So imagine if you won the lottery where it's like tens of £1 million. I probably wouldn't tell anyone, but I would
Exactly.
grab Catherine in Phoenix and I'd travel away, and you'd never see me again.
I
Would be
definitely
doing
think
this
something is
podcast.
sus with you if you're doing that.
What do you mean? I'm grabbing Catherine, I'm grabbing Phoenix, we're travelling away,
Yeah.
no one knows where we are, and we're living our life.
Okay,
Catherine's, my family and Catherine's family can be privy to where we are, but they
they
can't.
won't know that you won the lottery.
They won't know, actually. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they're just like, wow, JJ's podcast business really blew up.
It's doing really
He's
well.
retired after 3 months.
That would be the dream, wouldn't it?
And you wouldn't tell anyone, no?
No, I wouldn't tell anyone. Also, like, it's awkward. Lending money, I don't know how to say no. So if someone comes to me and they're like, "Oh, sorry, I really need this," I'll just be like, "Yeah, okay, cool, just pay me back." And I wouldn't even like write write a contract, or what do people do?
The people don't write
You
contracts,
just do it in good
but
faith.
let me go back to my first point.
Yeah.
Nimi has so much money, she doesn't realise the salaries come out of her into her account.
You're a joke. You're a joke. We live the same life, okay? Finances is an issue. Let's not even get into that at the moment. I was looking into my expenses. It's just not okay.
So I just got an app called Wally, and it breaks down everything I spend money on. I looked at my previous months of expenses, and I'm like, I'm not in debt, but I'm spending way more than I thought I've ever had.
But see, this is where we're becoming adults now, which we need to streamline. We need to, like, mine was like on coffees. My highest expense is like coffees. 25, 30 dirhams for a coffee. Who do I think I am? It's a joke. And here I am sitting with one in my hand. So clearly it didn't matter
Extra
that much.
caramel.
Oat milk.
Yeah.
Coconut milk extra, right? And then the syrups on top of that.
Did you get syrup?
Yeah, well, sometimes I do.
Grow up.
I know.
Yeah, syrups are like 22.
No, but you got me on the best coffee ever.
Oat milk latte. Or no, I got you a coconut milk latte, but then I left you behind. I've moved to oat milk lattes. They have changed my life.
Yeah, I'm on both.
They're bare creamy.
I'm on both.
Anyway,
this is an adult conversation, guys.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, it would be like, what's your drink of choice? And we'd be like, well, you'd be like, cheap vodka.
Glenn's.
Well, I have never even heard of that.
Exactly.
And I'd be like,
goes
why?
to show. Glenn's
Okay, last
wild.
one. And
you know Glenn's vodka, wild.
Do you know it?
Oh yeah, it's like first time I had it, I just passed out the back of a bin.
But that's just that student life, or are you talking about like last week?
No. Life is hard.
Just JJ in town square, like
I
next to a bin.
A 20 dirham bottle of vodka.
Past.
And pass out. It's my life now. We're still on this thread.
I know. Just last one, because this one killed me.
Okay.
Something I should have told my partner, but I haven't. He's not my partner now, but I was the one who turned him in to the police. She goes, he's not my partner now.
Does it say what you did?
But I was one who turned him into the police. She didn't expand.
You can't even trust people in your own home anymore. I know. Like, who can you, like, actually look at your life? Who can you actually trust?
I saw an Instagram video of this kid who's like 3 to 5 years old ratted out her parents, who obviously killed someone, but like ratted them out. They go, yeah. She goes, mum and dad brought in a body. It was like there was a black plastic bag. I opened it. There was this man's face, and she's in the like questioning room in the police room, and it's like being filmed. Your own child.
Your own sweat and blood
is
grassing on you.
Imagine Phoenix doing that to you.
Snitches get stitches. I don't care if you're my son.
You need to train him. You need to train him early doors.
Well, I'm not thinking about killing someone and putting him in a bag and bringing the head home.
I don't know.
You bury the head.
Duh. Get rid of the head first.
She turned him in.
Yeah. So her statement actually was the one that got her parents in jail.
Women are so messed up, right? Women are so messed up. I bet she still sees him in prison.
Do you think goes and visits him?
I bet she still sees him in prison. And I bet he don't even know she turned him in.
Girls love a bad boy.
Like she is literally, she had a bad boy.
Yeah.
And then she's put him into prison. She grasped on him and put him into prison. I guarantee she still sees him. And I guarantee she says, I will be there when you get out. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Why does it sound like this is hitting you so
No, I just guarantee
personally?
I know how women work. Facts.
But the thing is, I think she's just probably writes him letters as well.
Yeah, like,
poems.
missing you, boo.
But you know, like, he probably doesn't even know that she's the one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And he's just like, oh, I can't wait. I miss you. I don't know. Wait, I'm going to find out who's ratted me out for burying a body.
Look, I wouldn't know how to break up with someone, but if you're one of those people that doesn't know how to get rid of someone, just do this and you're game.
Just find out one petty crime they've done and out them. Because I would rather send my better half to jail than have to have the awkward conversation of like, I just don't think we need to be together anymore. I would much rather have that conversation. I'd rather go to the police than go, I think it's not working out between us. Because that is the most awkward conversation ever.
Would you go into court to give a statement?
Yes, you'd have to. Better than having that conversation, I would rather do that than have that conversation.
You're wild.
Have you ever had that conversation?
What, like a breakup conversation?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever broken up with anyone.
I've been broken up with, and I've broke up with someone. Both times, it ended up with the person who was being broken up with crying on the floor.
No way.
I cried on the floor when I was like 17 years of age. I was with this girl for such a long time.
Were you begging her?
The whole of 2 weeks. She broke my heart. She broke my heart. I've recovered.
But were you begging her to stay? Were you like, no, please?
No, I found emails. She was like emailing her ex-boyfriend and that. MSN. MSN. She was MSN in her ex-boyfriend and I found those images.
How did you find emails and MSN and stuff? Like,
I can't remember my ways, but that's how you did it. It was MSN. I knew something was up because, you know, on MSN back in the day, the sub-name no longer had my name in it. I knew something was up that day and I found out. Fact.
Yes.
She broke my heart.
MSN names, always, you would basically claim your person.
Yeah. So it'd be like Nimi, so it'd be like my name and then Nimi Love Heart, IDST, if destroyed, still true and all this. But if you take it out, and you actually destroy it, you know something's up. You know.
So you knew something was sus, so you went looking for it.
You know she's going cam for cam with someone else. Do you remember that? Cam for cam. Actually, you have no clue what cam for cam is.
We're so old.
Cam for cam, and you would literally like go cam for cam, and they would put their camera on, and you put your camera on, but never look at the camera. You just sat there like,
like a robot, like a robot. Also, sometimes I would pretend like I'm like really busy talking to other people when really I was only on MSN to talk to that one guy.
Oh, really?
Right.
And when you would like, if you went online and the person you like didn't message you back, so you keep going offline and online again because you keep popping up on their feed until they message you. One
thing that really upset me during MSN days is when girls would jack my MSN name.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something else there, were you? Jack what?
Jack what?
Girls would jack what?
They would take my MSN name. So like this one girl. So as soon as Khalees released Milkshake, I'm talking literally milliseconds, guys. I put in my MSN name
my milkshake.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
And how old were you?
And that is still true.
How old were you when your milkshake brought the boys to the yard?
I think I was 14.
Nimi with her 14-year-old baps were bringing the milkshake to the boys to the yard.
They were. It probably was, and still is.
Weren't.
And still is.
God, we were so innocent back then.
We were so innocent, but like this girl called Chelsea took my name and she put it on hers, and it upset me.
What, she changed her name to Nimi?
No, she changed her name to My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard.
Oh, and that was your tag.
And I thought I had like copyright, like NFT, I own it like situation, but obviously not. But MSN days were wild to even think about it.
They were good days, and I was from such a big family of 6, so I only got half an hour a night on it, and I made the most of that time.
No,
I went cam for cam with every girl on there.
Not even your siblings. You weren't even fighting with your siblings, by the way, because you also needed the internet lines. If your mum needed to go on the phone, you had to jump off the net.
It's a different time, Dax.
The tough
time.
Life we had. You don't even know.
Is that all your friends done?
That's all, yeah. That's all of it.
So I've got something. Mm-hmm. It's Am I the Arsehole? So basically this is a story where they'll write something, and we'd like you to get involved as well, where you can get involved and say your scenarios and your stories that you're going through, and we're gonna give you advice essentially from it. Let me just pull it up now. 2 secs.
I mean, he was meant to have this ready to go.
So me, 25 female. So my boyfriend, who's 28 male, likes to be called daddy in bed while we're being intimate.
Daddy?
Yeah.
I've done this to JJ before.
Oh,
okay?
What?
No.
What?
No.
What?
No. I'm so sorry that came out wrong.
Catherine's going to really start questioning why I really wanted to start making this podcast.
I'm so sorry that came out so wrong, and I am actually...
There was a time she said it to me while we were at work, and I just, like, my stomach, my bumhole went tense, my stomach went knotted, and I was like, please never say that again. So I can appreciate why this girl wouldn't like to be called daddy.
Yeah, of
but
course.
Why would the guy be calling the girl daddy?
Why is the guy calling the girl
no,
daddy?
No, the boyfriend likes to be called daddy. So he wants her to call him daddy.
Oh.
And she's like, it's an ick, man.
Also,
it's an ick, like giving anyone like pet names and stuff in the bedroom.
Oh, massive, in the bedroom, no.
Massive turn
but
on.
Out the bedroom is cute.
Yeah, like me and Catherine
Catherine Lamb.
Damn, 1,000 names. Me and Catherine 1,000 names. And we get to a point with our nicknames, we're like, where... We don't know the origin story anymore of what this name is.
Yeah.
So my boyfriend likes to be called daddy in bed while we're being intimate. I've obliged this request, fair play, but it's starting to creep me out, and I've decided I don't want to do it anymore. Respect that. Don't do it.
No, come on.
No,
okay.
she tried it, and obviously she didn't like it.
But he likes it.
Yeah, he likes it. So he asked her to do it. She tried. She didn't like it. Move on.
Straight up, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen after this.
He is not happy with this. You don't know what's going to happen
Okay.
after this. He is not happy, and with this, and insists it has nothing to do with the connotation of the word. He just simply enjoys hearing me say it. Respect.
Okay.
Since he wasn't budging on the issue, I told him I'd like for him to call me Grandma in bed as a compromise. He didn't like this option and said it was giving him visuals he would prefer not to have. Like, okay, join the fucking club. Did we say fuck?
Yeah, he did.
So I did it. Anyway, the last time he tried to initiate intimacy with me, I started to refer myself as Grandma in the third person. Do you like when Grandma does that?
No
Etc.
way.
Imagine that if a girl did that.
It's just creepy.
Yeah, so he flew off the handle, said I ruined the mood, made him feel gross, and I was being ridiculous. I think I proved my point, but he thinks I'm being an arsehole. So, am I the arsehole? I kind of, like, she is trying to just prove that it's weird. I know daddy's a thing at the moment. Like, I find it weird that we do it. I find it weird that the word daddy is thrown around the bedroom at all.
It is
freaks me
weird.
out. Freaks me out, man.
It's like a dominance thing, though, isn't it? Because it's like, oh God, I hate
But
to
daddy,
even say
but
this.
daddy, as in the father.
Yeah.
You're my father.
Yeah.
What sort of weird? If you actually break it down, it's weird.
It
man.
is weird. It is really weird. It's like, it's because you like someone has that power over you or that dominance. But I think she's clever. She switched it around, used the same analogy on him.
Yeah. Does Grandma like it when I do that?
Can we just keep all family members out of the bedroom, please?
Does Grandma like it when I do that? Vom. But honestly, if Catherine threw the word grandma in the bedroom and I pushed past it and I carried on, would be at it for days.
Yeah.
You wouldn't finish. You just wouldn't finish.
Yeah.
You wouldn't finish.
You'd struggle.
You wouldn't finish because your grandma is in your head. Rest in peace.
Yeah, exactly. Why bring the deceased into
Yeah.
this?
Up there with the greats. Biggie, Tupac, she's up there. And now her name's being thrown into the bedroom.
Yeah, not right. Also, though, imagine you have a daughter from that session and then you call her the same name as the grandma. That is so full circle.
Say that again. What? Imagine if you're what?
If you have a daughter
Yes.
from that session of calling grandma,
It's a circle of life.
it's
I
the
get
circle,
it. It's
of,
the
life.
circle of life.
It's Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, it is. Wow, I didn't
Isn't
think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it just blew your
I didn't
mind
think
there.
about it in that way.
I don't think she's an arsehole.
You don't think she's an
I
arsehole?
don't think she's an arsehole
So-
because I just think that. But the thing is, you know, with your partner, you want to please them any way you can. Now, I want to go back to that beginning bit where I said, "Oh, I think I know where this is going."
Yeah, okay.
If you're not calling him daddy, someone else is going to be calling him daddy. Let's just approach that in that way.
Oh, he's going to look for someone else to call him daddy.
If he is hell bent on someone that he likes, someone calling him daddy, and you're not doing it, then
You're going elsewhere
he's gonna go somewhere else
to get called daddy.
We know, us women know how you guys work.
I don't think that would happen. Just sticking up for blokes here.
Yeah.
I don't think that would happen over the fact that she will not call him daddy. I'm not going to go looking elsewhere for someone else to call me daddy. There's obviously more going on.
Yeah,
There's obviously more wrong if you're doing that.
I mean, I think they just need to go to therapy.
yeah, I think
Sex therapy is a thing.
bottom line, or right into this. What would you do on what would you do podcast is what you do podcast. What would you do podcast on Instagram?
Yeah.
And drop us a message. Any messages welcome whatsoever.
My dad's quite a good looking guy. Like he's charming, you know, he looks good. He's got a little tinge of a little Glaswegian accent when he speaks.
He's just a strong man.
Yes.
That's what I like about him.
Yeah.
If I was a lady, I'll be like, take me now.
Right, okay.
Because he's a strong man.
Now, when he was growing up...
He's in control.
He's in control.
So in control.
When he was growing up, he claims he was a model. I don't get it because he's not that tall. But anyway, he was like, yeah, I used to walk the catwalk, whatever.
Shut up, seriously?
Yeah,
Wow.
in like fashion shows and whatever.
Cool.
But anyway, growing up, that's my dad. Obviously, I'm not like, oh, my dad's really hot, right? It doesn't occur to you. when I started getting more and more girlfriends, which is something I struggled with, we'll get into that in another episode.
I struggle with where this is going, and I think I'm about to start judging your dad.
No.
Oh, right, okay.
Got nothing to do with my dad. Like, he did nothing.
Okay, but girls
But girls, like my girlfriends that would come over to my house, they'd be like, are your mum and dad here? Your mum and dad here? And I would always wonder, like, why do they want to know if my mum and dad are going to be in? Like, it was really weird. Anyway.
And you'd be like, there, my mum is. They're like, oh.
Yeah, they were like, oh, God, her. But anyway, found out my girlfriends all had a crush on my dad.
Wow.
Like, fully, they were like, your dad is so hot. He's so sexy. And this is what
Are
is
you
called...
still friends with these people now?
One of them I am, yeah. I wouldn't call her out because she's married and...
No, but I'm just thinking, like, do you think they were friends with you just because of your dad? Or were you just so big in the bringing the milkshakes to the boys of the yard that they were just they wanted a part of your life?
Maybe, potentially. But also, this is where the term zaddy comes from.
Okay.
Like zaddy. You know, like zaddy. It's not
It
daddy.
just actually, like, when you say stuff like that,
No,
it just genuinely, I'm not even saying it because we're on a podcast, like, genuinely makes me feel sick.
Is it because I'm saying it?
No, anyone say it. Anyone say that. It's just gross, but move on. Sorry.
If Catherine's listening, try it tonight,
Please don't. Please don't. I can't be asked to get the D papers out. The
So what do we
divorce papers
conclude?
done.
She's not an arsehole, yeah? She's just doing the needful.
No, but you carried on with your dad's story. You
No,
hadn't
that was
finished
it. That
Oh.
was literally it. It's just that they found him really attractive. And that's when you realise, you're like, oh, my dad's actually quite a good-looking guy.
Teenage brains, going back to being a teenager, having a teenage brain is just the wildest. I don't know if it was the same for girls, but the wildest experience. Just like the fantasies, like your friends were probably having wild fantasies, like obsessed Netflix TV show level fantasies of your old man.
Yeah, like my dad would walk in and he'd be like, hi, how are you? And they'd be like, yeah, I'm good, thanks. For weeks, probably, they were fantasizing about that one interaction.
How are you? How are you?
There was nothing in it.
In their brain.
Yeah.
Because I used to like, you know, when you like fancy a teacher or something, they're a school, like if you put them in the world, they're not that good looking, but because they're your teacher, you're just like, oh my God, just the best looking person ever. And like, there was one teacher, yeah, you can't really get cancelled for something when you were 14. There was one teacher, yeah, that was like, she had a fairly big set on her.
How does he just casually say that?
No, but she did. I was 14, right? My brain was running wild. I went to an all-boys school. It was like a hot female in my vicinity. I couldn't control myself. None of the boys could control themselves, right? So basically, because she wore a shirt that popped it open a little bit, I could like see through a little bit. I just knew exactly where to sit to get just a glimpse of flesh. I just needed a glimpse of flesh, and that would set me up for the year.
You're wild.
It would set me up for the year. But that's how brains worked back then. When I was a boy.
Boys?
Yeah, I think it's Dax. Level with me. That's not a wild story, is it?
It's not that.
Dax,
it's
you
like
do not have to answer this without your lawyer present.
It's not a wild story, is it? That's like very normal.
Like, teenage boys are disgusting.
Disgusting.
Like,
Anything. Honestly, if she could have had a pair of flip-flops on and I saw a big toe, and that would set me up for life. It would set me up for a year.
What?
I just saw flesh.
This is why I don't want children, okay? This is why having kids freaks me out. Like, for you, okay, I'm sorry to do this, but Phoenix is going to be at that stage one day. You're going to walk in on him one day.
Me and Catherine have spoke about this. Phoenix will never get to that stage.
Why?
Because he's not allowed out the house, Nimi. We've had this discussion.
Okay, so he's going to be a little weirdo?
Yes.
He's going to be a little weirdo?
Yes, at home with his mum and dad with very little social skills, homeschooled, we're looking into it.
Then you should have just named him Bob, because with a name like Phoenix, he needs to be...
He needs to be out there.
You said...
He needs to be out there looking at teachers' flesh.
You said you want Phoenix to... That's like a superstar name.
I know.
That's like a world headline tour name.
But it's a shame, because he's staying home forever. We're not letting him out. We're wrapping him in bubble wrap, putting him on his bed and saying, you're staying there till you're 45.
Oh, I agree with that.
Like, just don't let him out.
It's basically what my parents did to me.
It's the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's not nice.
No.
How much time do we have?
We're not done. We're carrying on.
Okay, cool. I found this really funny story, and it brought to my attention a story that you had told me a few months ago.
What did I tell you?
Was it a few months ago or last
throw
year?
Me under the bus?
I don't know, but it was hilarious. Okay. The headline is, my girlfriend is allergic to my dog and wants me to rehome him. I'm torn. A woman was left unable to articulate her feelings after her partner said before they moved in together she'd have to rehome her dog as she's allergic.
Yeah.
But she was devastated. What would you do?
Get rid of the dog, man. Get rid of it.
What?
Get rid of it, man.
No.
I said, like, my cats are getting really annoying now, like, hyper annoying. Like, they scream all the time. They can open doors. They just want in any room they're not allowed in. And obviously, we've got a baby now that we're wrapping up in bubble wrap and is sitting in his room for 45 years, right? We've got that. And basically, they make so much noise. And I just whispered. We were watching a TV show and I whispered saying, can we cut their vocal cords? And
really good.
She turned round to me with those dagger Scottish eyes and went, are you being fucking serious? Like, that's what she, honestly, I was so scared. And I was like, yeah. So
You've never liked them, though. You've got an odd relationship with them.
I brought them both in. That's the wild thing. I brought them into our lives. We'd have no cats if it weren't for me. I had a lonely 6 weeks in Dubai before Catherine moved out, and I needed a cat.
Yeah. But
and it's the worst decision of my life.
The story this kind of reminded me of for you is when the fire alarm went off in your apartment. And you didn't have to choose between your cats and Catherine, did you? But you just had to decide between...
No. Can I tell the story properly, please?
Please do.
Can I tell the story properly, okay?
Yeah.
The fire alarm went off in our building. The fire alarm went off. And obviously we're in Dubai. Fire alarms go off all the time.
No one
right?
cares
so
when a fire alarm goes
no
off.
one cares. But this one went on for a very long time at about 10 p.m. And it just didn't stop. But then a tannoy voice went, guys, everyone evacuate. Everyone evacuate. This is a real drill. Everyone evacuate. And I looked out the balcony window and I went, there's no fire. There's no fire. So I knew it was a false alarm or something like that. Like someone's burnt toast or something like that. So me and Catherine was like, what about the cats? I was like, the cats will be fine. Let's just go downstairs and walk down 17 floors of stairs. Yeah. 17 floors. Let's just walk down. She was heavily pregnant at the time as well. So she was like holding my arm. We went down 3 floors and then she was like, the cats, like I can't leave the cats. And I was like, all right, I'll go get them. So I went up and I was looking for the cat carriers while the alarm was ringing in my mind, by the way. This was too much going on in my brain. I went up, I grabbed one cat carrier because that's all we had, and then I put one in there. Catherine then, I'd obviously pregnant at about 8 months pregnant, waddled up the stairs.
Even though you told her to stay where she was.
Stay where you were, I've got this. She obviously knew I hadn't got this and I was going to mess up somewhere.
Yeah.
I got one cat in the carrier. I was looking for the other one. And then Catherine was like, oh, let me try and help. And then the fire alarms were going wild. And I said, pick one, we're going.
So you made her... put her on the spot to pick one, but she didn't, did she?
No, she didn't. She put them both in like a normal person. And we went, actually, no, I went, no, leave them. And we actually did leave them in the end. So, and then we got downstairs and everyone had their dogs, their cats, their squirrels, their gerbils, their rats, like everything.
Their
suitcase. Some people went down with their full packed suitcase. Who has that to hand?
Me.
You freak.
I have an emergency bag ready to go under any circumstance.
Seriously?
I've always been that way.
You're such an adult. What have you got in it?
Like an outfit, lots of...
outfit, like an outfit change, like a nightlife outfit.
Like just like a spare outfit, you never know.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
you don't know who you'll meet. You don't know who you meet during a fire alarm. You know who you meet in a fire alarm.
And lots of knickers, like pants, like spare underwear, socks. I've got like slippers, like flip-flops in there. My passport. Because obviously, if you lose that, it's game over. Really, it's going to take a while, isn't it? And a frame, a framed picture of me and my family. I have no idea why that's in there. It's like we have phones now.
You can look at a picture of them anytime.
Yeah, but that's my emergency.
Where are you living in 1920s America? What's going on? You've got a photo frame of your family.
Clearly,
black and white.
in black and white. Yeah, but that's an emergency bag ready to go. Yeah. But you know what I found funny about your story is that was literally like a month or two before Catherine was going to pop.
It was like a month before,
and she was going to have a child. And I was like,
I'd leave all the cats, leave everyone. Just me and Catherine and Phoenix.
Your mentality, what happens though if it's between Catherine and Phoenix? Who are you choosing? Because that's the situation with this girl.
I don't have to put Catherine or Phoenix in a carry box. I'll take them both. I'll carry. So this is how heroic I was. If I'm going to save myself, this is how heroic I was. There was a nanny walking 3 kids downstairs. One of them was very, very little. Could barely walk. I carried him. I picked him up and I carried him Of the 17, I carried him about 5 flights because I got a bit tired. But I carried him part of the way.
Such a hero story. And then it just dwindles out.
I carried him 5 flights, but he was heavier than I thought.
What a little shit.
Shout out Omar. You know
no,
who you are.
Omar's a little shit. I'm sorry. How old is he?
He was about 7.
No, come on now.
He was too old. He was too big.
I'm sorry.
I thought I had it in the locker, but it was too much to carry.
My parents would never carry me.
Yeah.
They'd
But I
be
carried
like,
Omar.
Walk.
Exactly. So I'm a hero.
Good father traits you have.
Is that it finished?
Yeah, well, I guess like that girl's just in a thing, but I have a dog.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with my dog. Like, I look into his eyes and I cry every single time. And I saw this video.
You really love your dog.
No.
But then often you speak about I want to send the dog home. So where are you with the dog?
No. I love the dog. Okay, we keep calling him the dog.
Yeah.
His name's Milo.
Milo, yeah.
We've had Milo for 8 years now. He's been in Dubai for a year and a half, and
He hates it, man.
No.
Milo hates his life. He's just moved from a lovely, fairly sized house with a lovely back garden that goes out into the woods, and now he lives near Maidan in a two-bed apartment with a small balcony. He's hating his life.
he goes out to like sunbathe.
What a downgrade.
And I don't know. I think he's adjusting, but if it came to choosing between Milo and any human, I mean, hands down, forget like your partner, forget your mum, forget your dad, I'm choosing Milo.
Seriously.
Like, if you actually break it down and think about it.
What a sad little life, Jane. Pick your dog.
I love him so much. It's like this unconditional love. You don't speak to your pets. You don't speak the same language. You're not the same species. And yet you have this mad connection.
Milo looks at us like he wants something.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but he has a suspicious look in his eye.
He's a
And
bit
it's like, it's
shifty.
really innocent, but you know he's plotting to murder you. Like, if Milo was the size of you, maybe a bit bigger, you'd be dead.
I saw this one video on Instagram, guys, and I was in tears. It was literally like 10 seconds on TikTok, and it was like a picture of a little sausage dog running towards you in like a field, and the subtitles were, imagine this is what you see when you arrive to heaven. He's waiting for you. And I literally melted. I was sobbing, crying.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I was just staring at Milo, and I was like, will you wait for me?
Milo went,
will you wait for me?
Care.
And he was just like,
he'll be in doggy heaven with bear treats. He don't care when you die.
That's what I think. I think dogs are really selfish when it comes to it, though.
Yeah, be like, wait at the gates for Mummy Nimi to wait to die.
Yeah.
Or there's treats in here.
Yeah.
He'll go and get
He's
treats.
easily
Trust
sold.
me, he does not care.
Mm.
I have found something online, and I was telling Daxi about it the other day, and we were dying laughing. I don't want to hype it up because you might not laugh, and I might not laugh. I've read it so many times.
Okay.
So basically, I found this on Facebook where people obviously complain on Facebook to brands. They like write on the wall of brands and be like, hey, this is wrong, sort it out. Basically, what one person has done, saying someone was like complaining to KFC, going, oh, the popcorn chicken's rubbish. What I promised 20, I've got 18, like people do on Facebook. Then this person has his name as customer support. He would change his icon to the KFC icon and reply to them as customer support.
Okay.
Yeah. So this message, do you get it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So he's not actually part of KFC.
No, but he changes his profile picture and then replies as customer
KFC,
support, but just pure wild messages.
Okay.
And then he'll see a message on Nike, and then we'll change his icon to Nike, and then
got it.
Yeah. Okay. So this was a message from someone to Tesco's, which is Choi from's here. There was a terrible smell this morning at the entrance to the big Tesco store, near the customer service desk and self-service checkout. Not very nice when you're shopping for food. This is a reply from customer support. Rumour has it, Linda, who works the self-service checkout, gambled on a fart and it didn't fall in her favour, if you know what I mean. We had to lend her some tracksuit bottoms from lost property and everything. Soz. What's funnier is the person then responded with, okay, thanks.
Like, that's a completely normal response.
It's Linda, that's what she does.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Imagine if there's an actual Linda there, though. Imagine poor Linda.
Just dropping bombs wherever. This was to B&Q. I bought a Verve Garden hoe from you in February, but I only got round to using it this weekend. After just a few hours use, I noticed that at the end of the hoe had cracked. I returned it and was told that I could not be replaced as you no longer stock it, and I wasn't eligible for a refund as my purchase was over 3 months ago. I reluctantly accepted a credit note, but what use is this when I need to replace a hoe you no longer sell?
Oh, God. Who has the time?
Who has the time?
Who has the time,
Customer
honestly?
support. These hoes ain't loyal.
Oh, my God. I love this guy. I want to be his friend.
And then the person then replied saying, I have screenshots and we'll be sending this to your bosses. Unbelievable. Customer support responded, oh, come on, man. Bros before hoes.
I'd rate that response so highly if I was that woman. That is so good. Love a good pun.
This is a complaint to McDonald's. This morning, I ordered a porridge from the drive-thru, then was asked to park in Bay Parking. Firstly, who orders porridge from McDonald's?
Yeah.
Get a life.
Yeah.
Took 5 minutes to arrive, making me late for work. And when opened, it was lukewarm. How hard is it to have porridge ready in the morning?
It's not wrong.
Customer support. How hard is it to get your Goldilocks arse up a bit earlier in the morning?
Yeah, facts. Facts.
And then the person responded, I'm actually speechless. And then customer support responded, I wish you were.
Oh, my God. He must have so much fun responding like this.
Oh, my God. So this is caveat. We may laugh at... as a male, I may laugh at this.
Okay.
But it's about the female menstrual cycle. Having as many sisters as I have, I believe I'm allowed to laugh too.
Okay.
A complaint? Yeah?
I feel like he's giving this predisposition just in case.
Oh, you can't get cancelled, it's done.
Yeah, go on.
I bought a pack... You can't get cancelled for this. I bought a pack of Always Ultra... This is to Sainsbury's. I bought a pack of Always Ultra sanitary pads in store, only to discover there were 14 in the pack rather than 16 as stated.
Oh.
I do not want to use the rest as the pack has been tampered with. Do I complain to you or always direct? Please advise. Customer support.
Go on. Go on, try do it with a straight face.
Customer support. Are you only mad because it's that time of month, though?
Oh, no.
I'm not laughing.
No, come on.
Person responded, really? How unprofessional to make a rude joke over a personal matter. Absolutely disgusting. Customer support. I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. Jokes about a woman's menstrual cycle are not funny. Period.
No, they're not funny. JJ, you're meant to keep a straight face. Look.
Nah, that's funny, to be fair. That last one was funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
But guys, you will never know.
No. Men, I know it was always a joke growing up where like men being kicked in the balls is worse pain than say like giving birth and periods and stuff like that. We're joking. We just know we just know it. We're joking, right? We know it winds you up, so we say it, but we know it's not true.
Understood.
A period pain we know is agony, and we as men would not be able to handle that at all. Women are stronger than men.
Thank you for that, men.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
Here's a complaint to Tesco's. The freezers in Tesco were broke again. It keeps happening when it's hot. Why do you not distribute existing stock in the working fridges instead of hiding them away? I spent ages looking for fish fingers in the working freezers, but no fish products at all were to be seen. I eventually found a shop worker who then disappeared to find out where the fish fingers were but didn't come back. I then found out someone else who disappeared for 10 minutes, then returned saying he'd found me a box of fish fingers in the back. It was very frustrating, drawn-out experience.
Oh, you know what else is frustrating, love? This whole situation.
Customer support. The new Finding Nemo film sounds shit.
That is really good. No, that is really clever.
Oh, God. All right, I've got loads more. Shall I just do one more?
Yeah, go on.
All right. TGI Fridays. A complaint to TGI Fridays. Mm-hmm. Would just like to say a big thank you to Susie, who served us at TGI Fridays last night. She couldn't do enough for us and was excellent with the kids. She deserves a big pat on the back. The Jack Daniel's sauce was also as delicious as ever. Customer support. I'm afraid we had to let Susie go. We caught her shitting in the JD sauce again. If she shows up to a disciplinary, we'll be sure to pass it on. Thanks for your feedback, and we hope to see you again soon.
Oh my God. Stop.
Reply from the complaint. I don't understand as a company why you'd say that, even if it was true. Please tell me this is some sort of wind-up. Customer support. Unlike Susie, I shit you not.
That's very good. That is so good.
That Finding Nemo one absolutely done me in.
Like, so simple.
I'm actually dizzy. I've actually gone really dizzy.
No, but what I love is he's actually put like random names in responses of like people who work at these places.
Nimi, there's so many. There are so many. They're so funny, aren't they?
But you know, like, are you one to complain? Like, a bad service or something that's gone wrong, do you like get in touch with companies?
Nah, I'll say it there and then. But I won't then. I can't hold anger long enough to then go home, get in my car, go home, pull up the laptop, go on TripAdvisor, complain. I just can't. I'd rather just have it out there and then.
There and then.
Yeah, I'll have it out there.
It's such a weird concept to me to like, it's like a delayed complaint.
So would you go home and complain?
No, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't have the energy. Like, and imagine the anger, like typing on the keyboard. Like, you can only imagine the sound of like.
I couldn't find the fish fingers.
Yeah.
It was such a drawn out experience.
You can imagine
Like,
it's someone with that voice.
Like whose life is so sad that you have to then complain about how long it took you for fish fingers. Even the porridge one. It was 5 minutes late.
I know.
He was 5 minutes late to work.
I know. But my thing is, like, how is that going to change what's happened? Just let it go, man. Just chill. Enjoy.
What a way to wrap up the pod.
I know.
Just let it go.
We're in Zen mode now.
I would really like next time to have a bit of a catch-up.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Like, because we didn't today.
We didn't really say what we're doing, what our life is like now.
No. Lots happened, man. A lot's happened since December.
Yes, it's been 4 months.
This catch-up episode next week, we'll do all the fun shit that we find online.
Yeah.
And then obviously get involved. What would you do pod? What would you do podcast on Instagram? Write in your trials and stuff that are going on in your life that you just want some advice on. Oh, caveat to this, everything's anonymous.
Yes.
You can say anything you want. It is strictly anonymous. Done.
Yeah, it could be on anything: relationships, friendships, stuff going down at work, something you experienced, I don't know, just randomly on the street. It can literally be anything, but you get in touch and we'll talk about it.
You'll make our show.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. See you next week.
See ya.